friends. We will be starting in just a moment. In case you missed the post earlier, if you can today, I do recommend sitting up near a wall. It may help with your balance, but also I'd like to offer you legs up the wall at the end of practice, and it's a lot more relaxing when you can actually rest your feet against the wall rather than just extending your legs up into the air. So, we're going to start in Sukhasana. If you'd like to sit on a blanket, pillow, block, anything else that makes you comfy cozy, go ahead and set that up. Doesn't matter which leg is drawn in closer to your body, whatever you'd prefer. Close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, and make that mental shift from unconscious breathing to conscious breathing. Breathing in and out of your nose, deep into your belly. And today I'd like to offer you the Ujjayi breath, which is kind of like ocean waves or Darth Vader. So the way you do this is on your exhale, you create a small constriction in the back of your throat. So we'll try it a couple times together. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, open your mouth and make a ha sound. Notice the way your throat feels when you do this. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, ha. Try to make it a smooth exhale, not a quick little push. On your next one, try to make that ha sound, but keep your lips sealed closed. So you may feel your breath a bit more on the back of your throat doing this. I invite you to try to use this Ujjayi breath throughout your practice today. It's great for helping keep your mind present. You can always work on making your breath louder than your thoughts if your thoughts are starting to get distracting. So work on having a balanced breath, equal count in and out, with that Ujjayi constriction in your throat. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Take a soft gaze at anything that's in front of you, something that's not moving, and set an intention for your practice. So just notice whatever it is in front of you. Don't hyper-focus on it. Let your mind drift to whatever intention is calling to you this morning. With your next inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, fold over your lap. Bring your hands down to the floor. Walk your hands out in front of you. Keep your sits bones grounded onto the mat. Let your back round, even if it's just a little bit. You can be more upright if that's more comfortable for you. Maybe your hands are planted, maybe your elbows are. Relax your neck here. So no pressing your chin towards your chest, but also don't look up and forward. Notice if you can feel some sensation through your lower body here. Try to keep your body relaxed, but stretching at the same time. So very passive stretch. With your next inhale, walk your hands back towards your body, come upright, and swap your crisscross around. Again, doesn't matter which side you started on. We're going to take that fold again. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, walk those arms out. Find your edge. This place where there's a little bit of discomfort but no pain. Two more breaths here, in through your nose and out through your nose. With your next inhale, walk your hands towards your body, lift your torso back upright, and exhale, relax. Inhale, tall spine, arms lift overhead. Exhale, turn to the right. Release your left hand to the outside of your thigh. Your right hand comes behind you. And you're sitting with a tall spine. Make sure you're not leaning, curling, crunching in order to touch the floor. You can always bring a block, some books, anything underneath your hand to help lift it up. Try to keep your shoulders even and your chin parallel with the floor. Inhale to sit a little taller. Exhale, take a peek over your right shoulder. Another big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, untwist, lift your arms overhead. Exhale, same thing to the left. Right hand comes to your thigh, left hand to the floor, block anything else behind you. Shoulders are even, chin is parallel with the floor. With your next exhale, take a peek over that left shoulder. One more big breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, untwist, lift your arms up, and exhale, float them down. Then uncross your legs, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees come wide, and scoot your feet in as close as is comfortable for right now. So make sure you're not feeling too much sensation when we take our fold over our feet. It's going to create more sensation. So don't come completely to your edge here. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, lean forward, walk your hands out just like you did when you folded over your lap with crossed legs. If you fold forward and you find that there's too much going on in your body, come back upright. Maybe you don't fold as far, or maybe you scoot your feet a little bit further away. Take an inhale here. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Press through your left sits bone to make sure you don't teeter over to the side. Walk your fingers away from your armpits just a little bit more. You're looking for sensation of stretch through your left side body, anywhere from your armpit down to your hip. With your inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale over to the left. Same thing. Press through your right hip this time. Walk those fingers away. Keep breathing. Inhale, walk your hands to center. And exhale here. One more breath in your fold, neutral spine. Using your following inhale, walk your hands back towards your body, lift your torso up, bring your hands to the outsides of your legs, bring those knees together. It may feel nice to take a few windshield wipers here, bring your hands behind your hips and sweep your knees from side to side. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If there's something else your body's craving, go for that. And then meet me in tabletop on hands and knees. If you want to keep a blanket down to help pad your knees, go for it. Bring your wrists under your shoulders, middle fingers point forward. Spread your fingers out as wide as you can. Press down through each of your finger pads, each of your knuckles, all the way around your palms. So make sure you're not resting all your weight in the heel of your hands. And then line your knees up under your hips. Think about your hip points, not your outer fleshy hips, not too wide. You want your femur bones to be parallel. And then take a look back between your knees and hide your feet. You don't want to see your feet. We'll finish our spinal warm-up with a few rounds of cow-cat. With your inhale, hammock your belly, reach your heart forward in between your biceps, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round your spine, lift the back of your heart up towards the ceiling, tuck your tailbone down, let your head dangle. Inhale, arch your back, coming into cow. Exhale, rounding into cat. Now follow this pattern for a few more breaths, allowing your breath to be your guide. With your next inhale, meet me back in tabletop. And preparing for our first child's pose, bring your big toes together, widen your knees towards the edges of the mat, bow your forehead towards the floor, sit your heels towards your hips towards your heels. We'll walk your arms forward. You can always create a little shelf with your arms if you prefer. The idea here is you want to relax your neck. And child's pose is a great place to return to anytime throughout your practice. Maybe you need a little rest. Maybe you want to reconnect with your breath, your intention. Maybe you want a little extra stretch, maybe for the shoulders, hips. Maybe you want a little bit more rest, bringing your arms down by your feet. You can use it quite a few different ways. You can use it for any reason that you'd like. Take one more breath here, and then meet me back in your tabletop. So again, lining those wrists up underneath your shoulders, knees under hips. With an inhale, stretch your right leg straight back behind you. Exhale, bend your knees, step your foot up in between your hands. If it doesn't get there, use your hands to help bring it up. You want your knee above your ankle. You don't want your knee pressing forward. It's okay if it's back a little bit, but you just don't want it overextending. And you want to feel some sensation in this back hip. So if you don't feel anything at all, pick up your knee, scoot it back a little bit, and place it back down. If you feel too much, just the opposite. Scoot your knee forward. So adjustment comes through the back knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up, lift your torso, relax your shoulders down your back, and see if you can sit a little lower in your lunge. So again, not pushing your knee forward, keep your knee above your ankle, and try to go down rather than forward. Turn your pinkies towards each other, feel that slight rotation in your shoulders. Take an inhale here. Exhale, float your hands down to the mat. Plant your left hand on the inside of your right foot. Inhale, stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Make sure your right knee doesn't start to fall out. Hug your thigh towards your belly. So if you've scooted your left knee back for that little more sensation in your hip flexor, take a moment to line your knee back up under your hip. So scoot it forward a little bit. We're going to transition here into a supported side plank. Start to turn your left toes towards the wall, towards the side. Stretch your right leg back. So your arms are stacked as best as you can. It's okay if your arm is a little forward, if you don't open up quite as wide today or yet today. And we're going to start off in a supported plank. If you're feeling fancy and want to go for a full plank, go for it. I'm going to keep the option here to keep that bottom knee down. From here, lift your back foot up off the floor. Flex your foot so your toes are drawing towards your knee. You're not pointing out to the side. Press through your heel. Inhale here. Exhale, lower your foot for 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop before you touch the ground. Inhale, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 2 more times. I'm not going to count it out for you this time. Go nice and slow. Allow your breath to come first. Movement follows. And once you finish that second one, stay here for 4, 3. Keep pressing through your heel. 2, 1. Lower your foot down. Lower your hand down and come back to your tabletop. From here, shift your hips from side to side. Maybe a little cow-cat feels good. Whatever your body needs. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So coming back to center. Inhale, stretch your left leg back. Exhale, big step forward. Take the time to set up your knee and your ankle. Adjust the back knee if you'd like. When you're ready, inhale, lift your torso, lift your arms. Relax your shoulders, turn your pinkies towards each other, and continue to breathe. Another inhale here. Exhale, float your hands down to the floor. Plant the right hand. Inhale, open up with the left, twisting in the other direction. And this side may feel a little different than the other side. That's fine. There's usually one side that's a little more willing, a little less willing than the other. That side may change on you from day to day. So don't force the same thing to happen. The same options are available to you on each side, but don't make yourself do the same thing. Notice what each side of your body is asking for and honor that. All right, getting ready for that side plank. Scoot your right knee forward if you brought it back. Start to turn your toes to the side, stretch your left leg back, setting yourself up in your supported side plank in the other direction. Then when you're ready, lift that back foot up off the floor, press through your heel, flex your toes. Inhale here, exhale, lower down, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't touch the floor. Inhale up, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times. Follow your own breath. And then meet here. Really press through your heel for one more 4 count. And then lower your foot down, lower your hand down, come back to your tabletop. And then whatever feels good here, maybe it's shaking out those hips, maybe a little more cow-cat, maybe a little sip of water, whatever your body needs here before we move on. From your tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal out through your knees here. Maybe you lift and lower your shoulders, heels, maybe a little spine undulation. Whatever your body's asking for. And then finding your way back to stillness. Inhale, look forward, walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale. Inhale, slowly roll your spine up. Make your way up to mountain pose, up to standing. Exhale, roll your shoulders back, stand tall. Close your eyes, tune back into your breath. Notice the pace, the depth, the qualities of your breath. If your intention was to continue using that ujjayi and you've lost it, come back to it. So just try to not judge yourself as you make these observations. Just notice things as they are and move forward. Excellent. So when you're ready here, we're going to keep the right foot right where it is. Knee is above the ankle. Take a big step back with your left foot. So we're going to come into a lunge. I'm sorry, left leg, right leg. Still getting used to how the phone mirrors and Anyways, hips and shoulders are still forward. Make sure you're not sinking into your lower belly, lower back. Nice strong core. Core is engaged. Lift through the back of your right knee. If your knee's bending, you're going to be pulling your hips down. If this is too much, you can always bring your feet closer together. You'll have more of an upright lunge. If it's not enough, step back further. Try to bring your torso down. Now once you have your stable base, inhale, lift your arms overhead just like when you're down on your knee. Inhale here. Exhale, sweep your hands back by your hips, palms down, lean your chest forward, keep your spine long. Inhale, come back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, airplane. Stay here. So we're going to get ready for a warrior 3 here. Start to become lighter on your back foot. Maybe you come up onto your tippy toes. Maybe your foot starts to come up off the floor. Try to keep your toes flexed. Try to keep your heel, or pressing into your heel, toes pointing down. This is going to help keep your hips even. If you're like me and you're on a carpet here, it may mess with your balance. It may be a little more difficult to balance. So if you can step off of carpet, try to do that. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, start to come upright. Bend your knee. Bring your knee in front of your hip. Bring your hands to your heart. Beautiful. So still balancing on that left leg, right leg, left leg, whatever leg. With an inhale, you're going to float back to that warrior 3 with airplane arms. Exhale, come back upright, knee in front of hip, hands to your heart. This time, inhale, straighten your leg out, point your toe. Exhale, bend your knee, flex your foot. Inhale, stretch back, warrior 3. Exhale, upright. Inhale, point your toe, reach it forward. And exhale, bend. One more time through. Breathing in. Breathing out. In and out. Now from here, you're going to cross your ankle over your thigh and open your knee out to the side. So hip opening. You're making a number 4 with your legs. Notice that your ankle and your foot are over the edge of your thigh, so you're not pressing into your thigh with your ankle bone. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, start to sit your hips back and down. Try to keep your heart facing forward so you're not just leaning forward and hinging from your hips. Take another inhale here. And another exhale. Inhale, come back upright. Uncross your ankle. Keep your knee bent and in line with your hip. Inhale, come back to that warrior 3. Exhale, gently, gently, gently lower your foot down to the mat. Stretch your arms back overhead. Woo! Inhale, open up warrior 2. So plant your back heel down. You may need to create more space between your feet, less space. You want your hips and shoulders facing sideways. And then open your arms out wide. Relax your shoulders down your back. Inhale here. Exhale, side angle. So stretch your pointer fingers towards the front of the room. Drop your forearm on the inside of your thigh. Stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. So try not to lean into this thigh. If you do need a little more support, you can bend your elbow. But I invite you to try to bring your arm on the inside of your thigh today. Inhale, come back up, warrior 2. Exhale, hands to your hips, straighten out that front leg. Woo! And turn your toes to the side. So you're in a wide leg stance here. You're going to bring your heels in towards each other so your toes point to the corners of your mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe. With your next exhale, start to sit down, coming into your goddess pose. So again, you're not leaning forward with your chest. You can even lean against the wall, keeping your sacrum and your shoulders and your back against the wall, if that helps you. You want your toes and your knees in the same directional line. From here, try opening your arms out wide, palms up, temple pose. Maybe even coming into goddess pose, coming into goalpost arms. Maybe you can sink a little bit lower. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. Check in with your lower back. Make sure you're not sticking your booty out behind you. Think about bringing the front of your pelvis up and your tailbone down. Next, inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your legs. Turn your toes forward. Exhale, hinge forward. Take a wide leg fold here. Shake your head no, nod it yes. Bring some movement to your neck. Try to let your upper body just dangle. I've got kind of a deep fold here. If you're not that far down, that's okay. Maybe you even use your blocks here to rest your arms. If you want to bend into each knee, go for it. And bringing your hands back to your hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. Chest is parallel with the floor. Inhale, continue to rise up the rest of the way. Good job, excellent. So we're going to turn the right toes to the back. Bend into your knee. You're going to lift up the back heel, coming into your lunge to the back side of the mat. Just not the front side. So if you remember, your knee is over your ankle, hips and shoulders are forward. Lift your arms up. Pinkies towards each other. Lift through the back of your left knee. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, lean your chest forward about 45 degrees. Sweep your hands back by your hips, palms down. Airplane arms. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, airplane lunge. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, airplane. One more time. And staying in your airplane lunge, feeling that weight shifting into your right foot this time. Come a little lighter on your left foot. Preparing for that warrior three. Start to lift your left foot up off the floor. Press through your heel. With your next exhale, you're coming upright, bending your left knee. Bring it up in line with your hip, hands to your heart. One-legged mountain pose. Good. So you get that sensation of being upright on one foot. And then inhale back to warrior three. Adding on this time, exhale, coming up. Inhale, stretch your left leg out, point your toe. Exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, hinge. Exhale, up. Inhale, point. Exhale, bend. We're going to go through that 2 more times. You know the pattern. Allow your breath to be your guide. And meeting me in that one-legged mountain once you've completed your 2 rounds. Now we're going to come into that figure 4 again. So remember, you're crossing your ankle over your thigh. Your foot is hanging over the edge. Point your knee to the side and down. Hands are at your heart. Exhale, go ahead and sit low. Or not so low, however low you want to go. And make sure you're not sticking your booty out, front of your pelvis up, tailbone down. Keep your heart forward as best as you can. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, uncross. Inhale to that warrior 3. Exhale, gently float your foot down to the mat. Open up warrior 2. Good job. Inhale here. And exhale here. Inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, side angle. Bring your right arm on the inside of your thigh. Stretch your left arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back up to your warrior 2. Exhale, hands to your hips. Straighten out your right leg. Turn your toes. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. So just like before, you can take any options you'd like. You can use support under your hands, under your head. You can grab opposite elbows. You can walk your hands to your feet, back between your legs. Whatever feels good to you here. Take a few moments of release. Maybe even another sip of water. Then bring your hands under your shoulders. Lifting halfway up, heel toe your feet together. So your big toes touch. There's a little space in between your heels. Start to bend your knees so your hips sit back. And then bring your hands to your heart. Start to lift your torso up, working your way into chair pose. So if you prefer more of a stool, you want to come upright, that's okay. You want your knees bent. You want to be able to see your toes, so don't let your knees jut forward. And just like in our goddess pose variations, you don't want to stick your booty out. So tailbone down, pelvis up, core is engaged. Yes, hands at the heart. See if you can sit a little bit lower. Allow your weight to shift into your heels. Keep breathing. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. You can bring your elbow on the outside of your thigh if you'd like. Be mindful of what your knees are doing. You want your knees to stay even. That left knee may try to shift forward. So try to keep them even. So we're going to build on from here. You can hang tight whenever you'd like. You can keep playing if you'd like. It's your practice. Maybe you try opening your arms out wide. Maybe you try shifting your weight into your right foot and picking your left foot up off the mat, coming into a flamingo. You can always kickstand here, bringing your toes to the floor for a little more support. So go ahead and lower that left foot back down. Bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, fold forward. Shake your head no, nod your head yes. Maybe a little ragdoll holding opposite elbows. Take a moment for release. Tune back into your breath. Sometimes when you work harder, you lose the smoothness of your breath, the depth of your breath, the softness of it. All right, so from here, getting ready to do the other side. Start to bend your knees, dropping your hips low behind you. Inhale, bring your torso up. So from here, inhale, exhale, turning to the left. So you can stay more upright, you can hook your elbow. Make sure you don't lift your hips as you bring your elbow down. So you're gonna stay seated pretty low. Over time, you're working towards bringing your heart up to your palms. I'm not there yet, as you can see. Option to open your arms out wide. Check in with your knees, make sure they're still even. Then option to come into the balance, shifting your weight into your left foot, making your right toes light, or lifting them off the mat completely. Go ahead and lower your foot down. Bring your hands back to your heart. Inhale, untwist. And exhale, take another fold. From here, start to heel toe your feet away from each other so they're about shoulder width apart. Turn your toes out to the corners of your mat, similar to what you did in your goddess pose. And start to drop your hips down low, coming into Malasana or Yogi Squat. You can use blocks, you can sit on those if you need a little more support. Books, blankets, whatever you got. If you have a pretty deep sit, challenge yourself by lifting your thighs off your calves. Try bringing your hands to your heart. You can create more or less space between your feet as needed. So just like in your chair pose, you want to keep your heart forward. You don't want to lean towards the floor. Take another inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor. Gently sit back. Stretch those legs out long. Ooh, give those knees some love. Maybe you shake your feet, slap your thighs, roll your ankles. And I'm going to turn back onto my mat. If you've swiveled yourself around, you can join me here. And from here, keeping my knees bent, I'm going to lean back to bring my hands to the floor for support. With an inhale, stretch your left foot up towards the ceiling. Exhale, cross your ankle over your thigh, just like you did in that standing figure 4. So you're going to reach your left knee away from your left shoulder, so opening through your hip. So if this is where you are today, that's totally fine. If this is really tight for you, scoot that right leg further away. Still think about reaching your left knee away from your left shoulder. If it's available to you, try bringing your right foot a little bit closer towards your body. Broaden through your chest. Make sure you're not sinking into your shoulder girdle. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling for a reverse tabletop or a reverse plank. I'm not doing the plank today. So make sure your knee is, or your ankle is not on your knee. It's overhanging and it's above, so it's up on your thigh. Let your head dangle back behind you. Don't strain your neck here. Then inhale, stretch your left foot up towards the ceiling. Press through your heel, flex your toes. Exhale, lower your hips, lower your leg. Straighten both legs out, shake it out, slap it out. If your windshield wipers, if that's what you'd like. We're going to do that on the other side. So when you're ready, bending your knees, supporting with your hands. Inhale, stretch your right leg up. Exhale, cross it over. Bring your right knee away from your right shoulder. You can bring that left foot further away, closer in, whatever your body needs right now. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift those hips up, coming into your reverse tabletop, reverse plank. Inhale, stretch your right leg up towards the ceiling, press to your heel, flex your toes. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead and stretch both legs out. Move the flesh from under your seat so your sits bones are connecting with your mat or with the ground beneath you. Inhale, sit tall, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, melt forward. So you want to make sure you're not crunching into your fold here. Keep some space between your chin and your chest, and use your inhales to draw your chest away from your navel. You can round your back, but again, make sure you're not crunching. You can rest your hands on your legs, your mat, hold onto your feet. If you like a strap here, this is a good place to lasso your feet. As your next inhale, walk your hands back towards your body, lift your torso upright. We're going to be finding your way down onto your back. One more sip of water if you'd like. And then making it onto your back. Keeping your feet on the floor, knees bent. You're going to bring your hands either up overhead, cactus arms. You can interlace your hands behind your neck or your head if you'd like. So walk your feet in towards your hips. Inhale here. And exhale here. Inhale, lift your hips up off the floor. Bridge pose. Exhale, lower your hips back down. Inhale, recline butterfly. Open your knees out wide. Let the soles of your feet come together. Exhale, back to that bridge setup. So slowly lifting your knees up in the sync with your breath. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now see if you can do this a little bit slower. See if you can slow your breath down just a tiny bit. The slower you do this, the more of a challenge it'll be. Go through one more time. Make it your slowest time ever. As if you're moving through maple syrup. Once you get back to that starting position, go ahead and hug your knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins, your thighs, whatever is accessible. Reach your nose up towards your knees. Squeeze into a tight little yogi ball. And inhale, release. Bring your feet back down to the floor. From here, we're going to come into a variation of the spinal twist. So lift your hips up just a little bit. Bump your hips over towards the right side of your mat and lower them back down. So you're going to feel kind of awkward. You're off center. Your shoulders and your feet stay still. Hug your thighs back up towards your belly. Exhale, allow your knees to fall to the left. You can open your arms out wide, cactus arms overhead, rest your hands on your belly, whatever feels good to you. So by bumping your hips over to the side, when you come into your twist, you're basically lifting your right hip up above your left, and while you're in your twist, your spine is still in a straight line. It's just rotated rather than curved. If you start with your hips in the center, when you come into this rotation, your spine's also going to be curved. So we want a nice straight spine, well, natural curvature, but spine is in alignment, just rotated. Try to keep both shoulders down on the mat. If your right shoulder pops up a little bit, you may be twisting a little too far. You can always put some sort of support underneath your legs to make this more relaxing. If your legs don't touch the floor, you can lift them up and allow your body to release engagement just a little bit more. Take one more big breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale your knees back to your chest, roll onto your back, lower your feet down, lift your hips, hop them over to the left side this time, knees back towards your chest, and exhale, lower your knees down to the right, twisting in the other direction. Same options are available to you here. Notice what feels good on this side. What feels right? Where should you be? And try to allow yourself to let go. Notice any muscles that may be engaged, may be tense, may be holding on here. And know that it's not necessary in order to hold this shape. You have the support of the ground. There's nowhere to fall. Try to allow yourself to relax into this twist. Take one more big breath in. And a full breath out. And drawing your knees towards your chest, roll back onto your back, bump your hips into center. Give yourself one more squeeze here. And release. So if you set up near a wall, you can scoot yourself over next to it. You're going to swing your feet up and rotate so it feels like you're sitting against the wall. If your hips don't stay on the floor and they kind of lift up here, scoot your body away so there's more space between your seat and the wall. So you want this to be relaxing. You don't want any effort here. If you're not near the wall, you can just lay flat on your mat, stretch your legs out long. So I invite you to take legs up the wall for your Shavasana today, your final relaxation of corpse pose. And then whatever arms feel good to you, out wide, overhead, cactus, belly. Close your eyes. Allow your breath to return to normal. Take a scan of your physical body. Encourage it to relax. Relax your toes, feet and ankles. Relax your calves, shins, knees and thighs. Relax your hips, your buttocks, abdomen and chest. Relax your low back, middle back, your upper back and your shoulders. Relax your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms. Relax your wrists, your hands, and your fingers. Relax your neck and relax your head. Notice if you're scrunching your eyebrows, clenching your jaw, squeezing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Allow your face to relax. If there's any area of your body not totally relaxed right now, inhale, send your awareness, your energy, your prana there. As you exhale, encourage it to release and let go. Then relax your mind. Notice any thoughts, any feelings, anything that doesn't serve you. If you find anything you don't need to take with you today, inhale to notice its presence, and exhale, encourage it to move on and let go. Allow yourself to lie here, still and relaxed in body and mind for a few more moments. Start to bring your awareness back to your mat. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Bring some gentle movement to your body. Wiggle your toes, fingers, ankles, and wrists. Rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms out long. Give your body whatever gentle movements it needs to help reawaken right now. As you're ready, start to hug your thighs towards your belly. Give yourself one more squeeze here. If you're against the wall, push yourself away a little bit. And then everybody roll over onto your right side. Rest here in the fetal position for 2 breaths. And then gently press yourself upright and join me in a comfortable seat. Sitting with a tall spine, use an inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Exhale, bring your palms together, draw your thumbs through your third eye, past your lips, and down to your heart. With your next inhale, lift the corners of your mouth and smile. Thank yourselves for stepping on your mat today and spending a little extra time, energy, and love on you. Namaste.